Let's compare Vintage Photo Distress ink with Vintage Photo Distress Oxide ink. Both are stamp pads. You can stamp with them. I'm using them on an embossed background here. I have a craft embossed background because I thought for the wood grain it would be a really cool look to it. I'm just using a brayer to spread the ink on there. You could also go directly from the pad or even use an ink blending brush. Either way works. Just know that if you use an ink blending brush, you're going to get some ink on the lower parts of the embossed background. So you might want to be a little bit more careful with that. Distress ink is a dye ink, so it's got some transparency to it, but it also is activated by water, so it blends and bleeds when you add water to it. Next paper, I'm going to use Distress Oxide. Oxide is a dye and pigment blend, so it's got some opacity to it. The pigment properties dry a little bit slower than the dye, and when you activate it with water, you'll see that the dye or the pigment part kind of goes a little bit chalky. Some surfaces you'll notice is a little bit more than others. You won't notice it as much when it's wet, but you'll notice it more once it has had a moment to dry. You'll see that the oxide has gone a little bit chalky, a little bit whitish, and it's a really cool effect. Both pads are great pads, but you want to choose which one you want depending on the look that you're going for.